was your age, I was very active. I played basketball. Then I got to high school. I ran track. I did soccer. I did cross country. I was very active. I also worked at a Fayetteville Animal Clinic where I was a vet tech, where I would put catheters in, I drew blood, I assisted in surgery. I did all those things. I had plans for my life. I was going to do this. I was going to go to vet school. That was my main goal. I mean, purpose, God was not number one in my life at that time. I was so caught up in everything, I had to have a good job. I had to make money for myself. Money was important to me then. I wanted to be successful in everything that I did. God was not there. God was not on top. He was more like my third top. He wasn't my number one. I went to church. It wasn't like I wanted to be there. It was more like I had to be there. It was like a routine to me. I didn't read the Bible when I was your age. I didn't feel like it had any meaning, really. And I know that's bad to say, but that's the way it was for me, your age. But that all changed. It'll be 7 years tomorrow. I got off work late. I was on my way to a wedding. There was the back roads. Some of y'all heard this before, but some of y'all haven't. I swerved over to get out of the way, because when you drive, some people get in the middle of the road. Well, we both were kind of in the middle of the road. I swerved over to get out of the way. All I remember is seeing trees on one side. My car flipped all the way on the other side of the road. I landed in the back seat. I felt nothing. Waist down, nothing. My right leg, all I saw was my knee up. My left leg was extended to the gears. I was there for about 30, 45 minutes in a lot of pain. My nose was broken. There was blood everywhere. My right lung was collapsed. I was having a hard time breathing. When the ambulance finally came, they had to pull me out. One of them had to pull me out of the window. One of them was pulling me. Another was pushing. It felt like they were ripping me in half. It was awful. I was med-flighted to Vanderbilt, where I stayed there for about a week. They didn't do my surgery till about 4 days after my accident. They told me that my vertebrae was completely shattered. My spinal cord was pinched, and that I did not have a chance to walk at all. It didn't hit me until I went to rehab in Atlanta. This is emotional, but I saw so many people in wheelchairs, and it didn't hit me then. This is how I'm going to be. I'm not going to be able to walk again. And I did get depressed, but I had family and I had my church praying for me, which lifted up my spirit. One of the greatest gifts that I also got was the Bible. That's when I finally read the Bible for the first time. I read the Bible. I prayed every day when I was in rehab. I went to chapel, and I prayed. I prayed, God, please let me walk again. Let me have my normal life. But that was the wrong prayer. I was being selfish. I shouldn't have asked God, please let me walk. That was the wrong prayer. I should have asked God, help me deal with this. Show me what to do. What do I need to do? How am I supposed to live like this? Show me how to live like this. What I'm saying is, do not let something like this happen to you in order to realize that God comes first. Shall we read that first?
James 1:2-4 says, "Consider it all joy, my brethren, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance, and let endurance have its perfect result, so that that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing.
I read that verse, and then I told myself, I said I should be happy. God chose me. Out of all the people in this world, God chose me to go through this. I should rejoice and be happy because I've been chosen by God to go through something like this. It's been a blessing for me. I didn't used to think that way. But now it has been a blessing. My accident is not a burden. It is not something horrible. It is a blessing to me. Without this accident, God wouldn't have been first in my life. God is number one in my life. And I hope He's number one in your life. And I hope you don't wait for something bad to happen to you or something bad to happen around you in order for God to be number one in your life. So I rejoice and I pray and I thank God that He put me through this so that I may be here with you. I probably wouldn't be here with you talking about this. So God put me here for a reason. God has a plan for us. Before my accident, I didn't see that. It was my plan, what I wanted to do, my selfishness. I wanted to do this. I wanted to become a vet. I wanted to make the money. I wanted to have luxurious things in my life and not worry about money. After my accident, money doesn't matter. All those things shouldn't matter. What matters is that God is number one. God is in my heart. I'm here. I'm alive. I can do just about anything that y'all can do. It might take me longer, but I don't see it as a horrible thing. I see it as a joyous thing. And I don't want y'all to look at me and pity, no pity, nothing. Think of it as a joyous thing that has happened to me, because it is. All right, go ahead and read the...
James 1:12. Blessed is the man who perseveres under trial, for once he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life which the Lord has promised to those who love him.
Even though I might not walk in this world, I know now that I will walk with God in heaven. And that is a wonderful thing to know. Having that assurance that I will not walk here, maybe, but I will walk with heaven. God in heaven. Go ahead and read that one.
James 5:10-11. As an example, brethren, of suffering and patience, take the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord. We count those blessed who endured. You have heard of the endurance of Job and have seen the outcome of the Lord's dealings, that the Lord is full of compassion and mercy.
Thank you. And I'm sorry I cried. It's just it is emotional for me, especially talking about it. And I hope it inspires you to put God first. I know that y'all are young right now and y'all have so many plans going on, but make sure that God is number one in your life. You know, Abram said to me one day after school, he said, Mama, he said, I'm sorry, but I love God more than you. And I think that is just a wonderful thing. And I'm blessed that he puts God first. And he always tells me, he prays for me. He says, Mama, I pray to God that you will walk one day. And I'm so glad that he knows to pray to God first. And it hurts me that he even has to do that. That I can't do the things that I would love to do with my child, that I can't. He always says, Mama, I wish you could walk with me and play with me. But I just tell him that it's God's plan. Whatever God has for me, it's his plan. It's not my choice. And he understands that. And I'm blessed that I can share that with him. And that he is at that age, young enough to know that God comes first. So I hope that y'all know that you should put God first and not let something like this happen. And that is my lesson for today. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and thank you also for inspiring me to be here and hopefully influence you. And I thank God every day that I'm here. Y'all are lucky to be here at this school. I wish I had this school when I was your age. Maybe I wouldn't have my accident because God would have been number one in my life. And I thank God that I'm